This is question number 4 on homework number 9. Question says calculate both the perimeter and the area for this figure. So there's two things that we need to calculate, perimeter and area. One really good habit to get into is if you don't know a word on an assignment, instead of just guessing or skipping it, look it up. So if you don't know what perimeter means, Google it. Google what is perimeter or how to calculate perimeter. Same with area, what is perimeter or what is area or how to calculate area. So if you don't know what those words are, pause the video, go look them up, and then come back to the video when you're done. So I'm going to go ahead and calculate the perimeter here. I know that perimeter means the measurement of all of the outside of a shape. So to find the perimeter, I need to add up every single edge. Some of the edges are listed, like this one is 3 and this one is 12, this one's 10, this one's 4. This edge is not listed and this edge is not listed. So before I add anything up, I need to figure out what is this and what is that. So to figure that out, I'm going to use a marker here so you can see. I know that from the bottom to the top of this figure is 10 meters. This part of it is 3 meters. So if I were to take that little piece and transfer it over, it would hit right about there. So I know that that part is 3. I need to figure out 3 plus something in this space right here has to add up to 10. So 3 plus 7 would be 10. So I know that 7 is that missing part, which is why I transferred it over here. Then for this side, we're going to use a different color because we're going to do all the horizontal lines. So I know that the whole distance is 12. I see 2 pieces that I could shift down. This piece right here, if I picked it up and moved it down, it would hit right about there, and that's 4. I know that the whole thing has to be 12, so I need 4 plus something is 12, and that something would be 8. Now that I have that 8, I can shift it back up, and this part is 8. So now that I have my missing sides, I can go ahead and add them up. So to make sure you're not missing any sides, put a check mark next to each one as you add it. So I'm going to do 8 plus 3 plus 12 plus, and I'm not going to do 3 or 7 because that's the total side right here. So 10 would be this side, plus 4, plus 7, and I think we have all of them, but let's just double check. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So go ahead and add that up. We know it's measured in meters. So once you have it added, that number becomes your perimeter. Then for area, we see that we have a compound shape here. We have a shape that's made out of 2 different rectangles. So I can split this either right here, or I could split it right here. It doesn't matter where you split it, you'll get the same answer. Since my pen is already darker here, I'm just going to split it right there. So my 2 shapes, I have that rectangle, and I have that rectangle. So I need 2 formulas. A equals length times width for my first rectangle, and A equals length times width for my second rectangle. Let's start with this one right here. I know that my length is 8, and my width is 3. So I'm going to plug in 8 for length, width for 3, and my area is, oops, that should be 3, not W, 24 meters squared since we're talking about area. So that's for my first rectangle. For my second rectangle, I again need the length and the width. So my width is 4, and then my length, if you were to look right here, you would think it's 7. But remember, we said 7 was just that part. We need the whole thing. So it should be this over here, 10. 10 times 4. So length is 10, width is 4. 10 times 4 would be 40 meters squared. And then because it's a compound shape where we're putting 2 shapes together, we need to add these 2 areas together. So 24 meters squared for this one, plus 40 meters squared for this one. Add that up, that becomes your area.